My name is Dr. Eze Chukwu. I work with KNCV Tuberculosis Foundation Nigeria. I'm the active case finding coordinator with the Southern WoW Truck. The compartment where we are presently is the laboratory section of the Southern WoW Truck, and is a restricted area for the laboratory staff alone, because this is a potentially infectious area. I'm going to quickly talk you through our processes. Our activities in the Southern WoW Truck is basically what we call the cascade, in active TB case finding in communities. I'll start from the first point in our cascade, which is what we call the enrollment. So it is at this point we have the first contact with the client or the patient. We take the biodata of that patient by getting the name of the patient, first name, surname, age of the patient, and then want to also know about the symptoms of this particular patient. If the person is coughing, for how long the person has been coughing. Usually coughs that are greater than 2 weeks duration, we regard them as presumptive for TB. And then we also want to check for other symptoms, ask for other symptoms like fever and weight loss, midnight sweats. So after this point, we move to the second point in the cascade, which is the screening. Here, what we regard as screening in the WoW Truck is a patient going through the chest X-ray. And our chest X-ray here, it has an inbuilt artificial intelligence we call the CAT4 TB system. The CAT4 TB system is graded from 0 to 100. And individuals who go through this chest X-ray, within 2 minutes, we have a score assigned to them using the artificial intelligence, the CAT4 TB system. And normally, those that have a CAT4 TB score of 60 and above, we also regard them as presumptive TB. So you can now see that we have two means of identifying individuals who are presumptive TB. Those that are coughing for more than 2 weeks are already regarded as presumptive TB. And then those that come out after X-ray with the score of 60 and above are also regarded as presumptive TB. So from there, we move to the third point in the cascade. So the third point in the cascade is where you check the result for this individual. So at that point, we call the individual to tell the individual the condition of his chest, if he is a presumptive TB or not. And it is at that point, once you have a score of 60 and above, we then provide you with the sputum cup. The sputum cup is the one you see with the red cover. And then the cup is handed over to that person or individual that has a TB score of 60 and above, or that person who has been coughing for more than 2 weeks originally. So we hand them the sputum cup, and then the person is asked to go to an open space where there are no contact with people, and then the person is encouraged to produce on the spot sputum. Usually, sputum collection in the WoW Truck is supervised by the laboratory scientist, and then in order to ensure that we get the highest quality of sputum for investigation. And then once we get this sputum, and that completes the third step in the cascade, which is presumptive TB identification. And then we move to the next level of the cascade, which is now testing the presumptive TB that has been identified. And that is the point where the sputum is transported into the WoW truck for processing. Usually it's on the spot sputum collection. The WoW truck is also positioned in that same environment, so it does not involve a lot of transportation. It's just to collect that sample in a geostyle, and then it's moved into the WoW truck, which is also located in the same place. And then in the WoW truck, the laboratory scientist now picks up the sample and begin the processing of the sample. And in the WoW truck, you can notice that we have a biosafety cabinet, level 2 biosafety cabinet, because this is a potentially hazardous area, and we don't want the scientist or any other person to be exposed to hazard in the WoW truck. So that is why the biosafety cabinet is positioned here, and all the samples, all the processes takes place right inside the biosafety cabinet. So there the laboratory scientist mixes the sputum sample with the diluent, and then after all of that, is transferred into the Genexpert cartridge, the Expert MTB Reef Ultra, that processes very, very fast within 90 minutes. And then once that is done, the next thing is to transfer the cartridges into the Genexpert machine. And in the laboratory here, the WoW truck has the Genexpert machine. This is a 4-module Genexpert machine. It takes about an hour, 30 minutes for a sample to be processed. And once the sample is completely processed in the machine, we're able to know definitively if this person has tuberculosis or not. So for those that are negative for tuberculosis, we even go ahead to review their x-rays further using a competent radiologist, and then matching it with the symptoms we've seen while we're enrolling them. And then that is why there is a doctor in the team who sees to all of that, all of those things. And then once all that is done, once we identify a tuberculosis case, then the next thing we do is to immediately enroll that particular patient on treatment. And in the process here, we work with the local government TB supervisor, who is directly involved in management of the TB cases across the local government. So once we have a TB case, we immediately hand the TB case over to the local government TB supervisor for immediate enrollment on treatment and follow-up of that particular patient. And then once that is done, that particular patient is also notified to the National TB program. I also like you to know that everything we do in the field, all the points of our cascade, starting from the enrollment, screening, identification of presumptive, and placing them on TB medications, then notifying to the National TB program, all of these processes are completely free of charge. Nobody pays any money. As you can see, actively in the community where this work is ongoing at the moment. And I would like to especially thank our funders, the United States Agency for International Development. I will also thank their organization, KNCV, Tuberculosis Foundation Nigeria, for embracing all of this innovative technology in active TB case finding in community. And then I also thank the National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program for always giving us the support to be able to work in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
So it is not thank you very much. American people, thank you very much. You are great.